I control those things, but that's another thing you can do. See if all the things that you spend money on to make you happy are things that you really need, because you'll also find in those things that they bring you momentary joy. For the moment you enjoy, and then it sits in your closet and you look, you have 1,000 dresses, 200 pairs of shoes. Believe me, that was me. And I didn't realize it. I had all these shoes, all these clothes, and that was a way of bringing me joy. So I thought, and I looked around and I'm like, and again, 2020 came and I couldn't wear any of those things because I was working from home and everything was closed, you know, any party or whatever I wanted to wear it to, that just didn't exist. So I had no choice but to prioritize. And what is really important to me. And again, 2020, just being able to go for a walk, because all the destruction and all the death that we saw every day on the news, the hatred, so much, it was like, oh no, I need to really focus on what really is important, and only buy and do things that are important for me and a necessity. I find that in a lot, I began to, like I said, talk about Chinese medicine with very much, they talk about your whole, your body, and what is important to you. Focus on those things. Get rid of everything else, because it's clutter in the mind and in the house. So you want to get rid of things that are unimportant to you and take baby steps. I know people need their jobs and they need to work, but maybe if the job that you have, if you can change it, or maybe change your attitude towards the job, maybe it's like drudgery, and maybe you can, before you go out and say, you know what, I might not like it, but thank you, Lord, that I have the job, because it allows me to pay the bills and it allows me to see another day, or to plan to move on to the next job while I have this job. Or learn as many skills as you can while you're there, so you can move on to a better job, a high-paying job, a job that allows you to be more flexible, a job that allows you more time with your family and to do things that are important to you. So it's all about deciding what's important to you. It's not going to happen overnight. This is a 10-year journey for me, and I still continue to go to this journey. I still continue to go through it. And so everybody's going to have their own way how they handle it. I just ask all the beautiful ladies and the men to be question, because although the men aren't going through our journey, they go through their own journey. I call it menopause, where you know they're 50 and they want to drive a Corvette and want to still wear Air Force Ones like they're 20-something years old or whatever. They want to lose their appeal. So it's when you begin to not feel good enough anymore. That you have to look in deep and say, you know, I am great and beautiful just as I am. I don't care what they say on social media. I don't care what Calvin Klein or whatever advertisement is out there says. I don't have to be a certain size body or certain color or wear my hair a certain way or be a certain religion or anything. I am good enough just as I am.
Yes. Yes. That unconditional love that we complain other people don't give us, and we don't give it to ourselves.
Yes.
And I think that's why it's so important for us to love ourselves first, because then we're not harping on other people. We're not needing someone to unconditionally love us.
Yes.
It is part of reevaluating, decluttering. Like I have a self-love program, like healing identity, redefining identity, and that's a whole tool of decluttering. Like there's the physical decluttering, but as you said, there's also the mental. Like a lot of times we've gotten ourselves in a rut, and I know I am definitely guilty of that. You know, I'm like, I don't like my job. I don't like having to do this every day. But sometimes like dressing up, putting on lipstick can just be a whole transformation in itself, how you feel about going. Yeah.
So true. So true.
So you did start to talk about it a little bit, and I do like, you know, I think, you know, there are some coaches who are like, I coach, you know, women, and some are like, I coach men. I like to work with everyone, because I feel like we all kind of learn from each other and we all need each other.
Yes.
And so you did talk about men a little bit, and I did want to actually ask you, because I feel like sometimes things that I've heard from women, and it's probably different for each woman a little bit, but like, you know, it might be like more snappy, or like you are actually, in a way, when you did this metamorphosis, you changed, you know, you changed your boundaries. How would you what would be like 2 tips at least that you would give men for when, whether it's a son, whether it's, you know, a partner, whether it's, you know, a friend, like a guy friends, like what are some tips, but especially if it's like a spouse, what are some tips you would give the men?
Well, I gave my own husband the tip of, I am evolving. Join me on this journey. I'm not going to be the same. What was acceptable to me yesterday is not acceptable to me today. I still love you. I'll love you always. You need to accept that I am changing. And he's changed too. You're not the same people you were when you were in your 20s. You will change as you go in your 30s because your priorities change. What's important to you change. You're not going to be the same person, but you want somebody who is accepting of the new you. Because it is a metamorphosis, it's a changing, it's a growing. And one thing I can tell you, speaking on behalf of my husband, he was totally accepting, shocked in some ways, shocked in some ways. I wasn't snappy, but I was strong in my convictions. When I knew, once I began to learn me and what worked for me, and let's just put it out there, what's good for you is good for your spouse.
Yes.
Okay. What's good for you is good for your spouse, because if you're in a healthier, happier place, your spouse will be in a healthier, happier place. And I found in my own particular thing, my own particular relationship with my husband, as I grew, he grew. I don't know where it came from, but I think I began to get all this wisdom. I don't ask me, simple wisdom, just things that you're like, wow, that's so simple. And things that my husband was like, did you go back to school or something? Where did this happen from? No, but it because I began to follow my instincts. Those things that you don't learn in school, those things that you were told to suppress. All of a sudden, it seems like you're so wise, and it's not wise. It's just like the ant who didn't have social media and all these other things that interfere in college and school and work. He just went by his instincts, and he did. Your instincts tells you to do what's right for your body and to what's right to preserve you. And it was a good journey because we both grew. We both grew. So if you have a spouse, tell them, listen, I'm going through this journey and I'm going to change. Bear with me. I'll have good days. I'll have bad days. Don't push it. Allow me to go through this change. And hopefully you'll have a loving spouse. Tell your children, just be honest with them. Tell them you're learning as you go. But one thing you need to do is to educate yourself. Read, 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 read. Learn about what to expect or what you don't want to happen, which is what I did when I was told that, you know, you're going to have hot flashes. I'm 5-6 years into it. I haven't had one hot flash. What I did was I read, and I learned that a lot of time people have hot flashes. It's related to their diet. You know, if you eat a lot of red meat, if you eat a lot of candy or sugary things, a lot of things that aren't healthy for you, if you don't exercise, this is the outcome. So I prepare now. If you're not there, prepare now. Get that body in order. Start doing some kind of physical exercise, some mental exercise, whether that be meditating, prayer, whatever works for you. Get that body in order, because this body has to carry you. So to have it in its best shape as you can get it in, and that'll also give you good hormones. You'll want to be happy. You won't be snappy. You'll laugh. You'll joy. You'll be happy because you're feeling good. You're looking good. You ain't caring what nobody thinks. You're sleeping better. Why wouldn't you be happy? So do educate yourself however Go out there, read something that you wouldn't usually read about your health, or try something, try a Zumba class, whatever it's called. Try a yoga class, go for a walk, try a jog, do something that you like, dance, put on the music, dance, you feel good. Whatever makes you happy, go for it. Learn, educate, and just go for it.
Yes. Girl, I am about ready to go take a walk as soon as we have this. But I'm serious. I do love a good walk, but anyway, so yes, I love, you're talking about your body taking care of you, but when we take care of our bodies, it takes care of us, right? It's reciprocal.
Yes.
And the relationship with your husband, and you started out, you said you told him, join me on the journey. So it's reciprocal. You incorporated him. You made him part of it. And of course he chose. He had to choose to do that.
Yes.
But it's always nice to be invited, right? You like to be invited. This is like an epiphany for me, right? Like we like to be invited to a party, to a celebration, right? My girl Schneidine, she just had a birthday. She invited me to her party. It was, it was nice to be invited, right? And so when you invite someone who's close to you, it's kind of special.
Yes.
Come along with me on this instead of just saying I have to do this here alone.
Yes, and that's what I was going to say. You won't feel like you're doing it alone. Get involved. And my son, I let him know too. We're very open. Anybody who knows me, I'm very open, period. Whether it's my son, whether it's a stranger, it's just who I am. And I just let him know, listen, I'm going through these changes. You have any questions? This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm growing. I want to learn. I want to be the best I can be. So understand that sometimes, things might not be so well for me today, but tomorrow it'll be another day. And just keep moving on. Don't let one setback or one bad day dictate the rest of the week.
Yeah.
You have a bad day, that's okay. We all do. Move on. Tomorrow's another day. If you felt like you said something that was incorrect, you were not nice to somebody because you were going through whatever mood, usually there's some underlying issue when you do that, when you take it out on someone else. Go to work tomorrow. Tell your spouse, you know what? Wasn't in a great mood. So sorry. I apologize for that. I'll try to be more aware, try to be preventive next time, try to do something so that, I won't get in that kind of state again. But acknowledge it and move on from it. That's all.
Yeah. Taking the responsibility, but not like pouting.
Not harping on it.
Because sometimes we tend to ruminate, and that's part of how we know we're not healed. If we're like, oh, I had a bad day on Monday and it's Friday now and you're still punishing yourself. I mean, you cursed the person out, you apologized, it was wrong, it was wrong, but it was Monday, it's now Friday.
Yes.
I am so glad. So when I was growing up, I had this woman, she was my neighbor, and she was older, she was retired. Well, actually, when I was first really little, she was still working. But I used to hang out with her in the summers every day, on weekends, during the school year. And she was like everything. She was like a grandmother, right? And so it's just so nice to hear and to talk to people who've gone before us. And like I said when I first met you, I am not ready for menopause yet. I still have to have a baby. But I appreciate your time. You are a treasure. This was a delight to chat with you. Thank you so very much.
Beth, it's been a blessing to meet you. I appreciate you having me on. I enjoyed it. This is great. I enjoy the viewers. I just want to let you guys know this is my first time on Instagram, so I'm not able to multitask like you guys are able to leave messages, but I appreciate all your messages. I pray that everyone is well, and just put yourself first. That's not selfish, because if you don't help yourself, you can't help anybody else anyway. Take care of yourself, and then you will be a blessing to yourself and to others.
Yes. So tell the world how they can connect with you.
So you can connect with me. Either you can go to my website at LaineysLogic.com. That's LaineysLogic.com. So it's just my take on life. It's called LaineysLogic.com. Or you can reach me at EJ@LaineysLogic.com, my email address. Or I just got the Instagram, and it's called Lainey's Logic Books. I don't know how to even do that yet, but I can see it. But it's Lainey's Logic Books.
I love it. You're learning. Yeah, this is like a new adventure for you. Yes.
Yes, I'm just being honest, everybody. This is all new to me, so that's what it is.
You're killing it. You're doing good. Yeah, you're amazing. So thank you so much. And yes, I hope to see you again as something in person in the future.
So, absolutely. I look forward to it. And now I'll be following you back. I'll absolutely be following you and joining on your other lives. Hopefully you'll allow me to come in and see all the other things people talk about.
Yes. I always would be happy to see you jump in. Yes. So maybe we'll do another conversation down the road at some point. Who knows?
I would love to.
Yes. So have a wonderful week ahead, a successful, peace-filled week. Have a wonderful evening. And
thank you. Same to you.
Thank you. All right. Good night.
Good night. Take care.